for his analysis on the developing COVID situation across Australia and what it means for the economy. I'm joined from Canberra by the national editor of the Australian newspaper, Mr Dennis Shanahan. Dennis, let's start with Greater Sydney if we can tonight. Gladys Berejiklian's plea for more vaccines fell on deaf ears at National Cabinet on Friday. I think it shames us all that they're playing this wrong-headed state of origin game. No relief for New South Wales with the case numbers over the weekend. Talk that the lockdown will continue until September. Can't go on like this.
I fear that it will go on like this, Peter. What's interesting so far in this outbreak in New South Wales, there have been 10 deaths. Now, that is a very high death rate for the number of cases. It is clear evidence that the Delta virus is effectively a different virus to deal with. It is far more infectious. And what we've seen is that with the Delta outbreak in Victoria, it now looks like Victoria will be able to come out of lockdown in the next couple of days. And the difference between New South Wales and Victoria has been the speed of the lockdown and the fact that it was a strong lockdown, not something that was disguised and pretended it wasn't really a lockdown. I think that New South Wales has acted far too slowly on this. Look, no one likes lockdowns. No one wants them. They cost the economy an enormous amount of money. The federal government is pouring money into the states to try and help them. But the point is, when it is necessary to have a lockdown, you have to have a lockdown, and there's no point in having a faux lockdown. You should just lock down early and hard, and then like South Australia and Victoria, you can come out of it. So I think that what we're seeing here is a very serious outbreak in New South Wales. And let's remember that when Victoria was asking about getting extra doses when it had a serious outbreak of Pfizer, Gladys Berejiklian just said, no, can't do it. Just no, can't do it. Where does New South Wales get a special leave to ask the other premiers and state and territory leaders to give their doses to them? Commonwealth government's given a bit more to help out, but AstraZeneca is still going unused in New South Wales. So this is an ongoing problem of hesitancy. And I think that New South Wales has started to draw some of the real political heat away from Scott Morrison as the Prime Minister. And as we see people like Dan Andrews coming back and saying, well, hold on, what about learning from your mistakes? And that's what Dan Andrews has done. And it's worked in Victoria, or is working in Victoria, and it needs to have the same attention in New South Wales.